When you are surrounded by toxic people, it's easy to forget how fortunate you are. It's easy to lose sight of how talented you are, how generous you are, and how wonderful life is. When you are surrounded by the wrong people, it's easy to lose sight of your best traits. It's easy to forget that you have your own thought. You have the ability to make decisions, that your voice is important. You know what? People that are toxic are not always bad. They are not always nasty individual, and they are not always toxic to everyone. Sometimes it's just that people who are not right for you because you guys are not in the scenes with each other. So you guys might sometimes be toxic to each other. How can you expect to be among toxic people without being toxic yourself? You know that you will get sick when you spend your time with toxic people. Maybe now or later, but of course it will happen. This is what happens when you spend too much time with the wrong people. They are going to make you sick by infecting you with their negativity. Their negativity is going to make you ill. You will get sick and weary of them. They make you sick of everything, including yourself and your life. If you want to make progress in your life, that means you must make a very good decision. You have the option of living a life that meets your expectation or conduct your life according to your friend's expectation. Listen, I want all of you who are listening to me right now to take a minute to consider all of the people with whom you spend time the most. What effect do they have on you? This is the time of your life. Remember that you are the one who set the bars. It's entirely up to you. Hi and Assalamualaikum to all of you. So, from everything that I said earlier, I am pretty sure that all of you can catch on the title of the speech that my partner and I will share after this. It's about toxic friend in my circle. Sometimes we do not realize that we ourselves have a toxic friends. So today and right now, we want to inform to all of you about toxic friendship among us can affect ourselves in a bad way. So we must know our friend and how to deal with it. I will give a preview of our main topic for today, which is we will talk about what makes people become toxic to others. Then we will look at the effect on ourselves if we are in a toxic friendship. And the last one is how to deal with a toxic friend. We will try to unpack one by one so that we are all aware of that toxic friend. We must be loyal to someone who bring your life dreams, not drama, goals, not gossip. Be loyal to someone who are going to stand up for you when you are not there to even stand up for yourself. Stop being loyal to the wrong people. You cannot control someone to be loyal to you, and you yourself need to stay away from that toxic friends that you have if you started to notice that they are being toxic to you, said Trey Shilton in his YouTube video titled Everybody is Not Your Friend. Before we discuss in more depth about our topic for today, allow me to introduce myself and also my partner. My name is Puteri AMIRA NABILA binti SHARBUDIN, and my partner name is NURSYAZA ZAHIRAH binti AHMAD SAIMI. I know all of you can see her right now, but I promise that she will enter shortly when it's come to her part. Don't worry. Okay, back to our topic, which is toxic friends. What is the meaning of toxic friend? Toxic friends are pessimistic, inspire unhappiness, make you feel guilty, anger easily, and are not truthworthy, stated by Kartik Kumar, who are known as medical author. Toxic friends also someone who makes you fake it, fake liking, fake authenticity, or faking someone you are not. Toxic friendship can take different forms, but they generally drain you mentally and have a way of bringing you down instead of building you up. In a toxic friendship, you never feel that support or compassion. You feel minimized when they brush off your problems or ignore outright if they never respond to your messages or requests for help. In short, they are not there for you when you need a friend the most. Do you think that you will have any possibility of improving yourself if you choose to associate with individuals who are lack ambition and a drive to better themselves? You know that you must make a better decision, don't you? So that means you must surround yourself with individuals who help you to become a better person. People who expect you to perform at a higher level and always put you beside them, not behind them. Because for sure, a very good friends also want the best for their friends. Let's talk about what's made people become toxic to others. Maybe they think that they are already good enough. Don't you think that is one of the reasons why someone becomes toxic to others, right? When a person started to feel that he is already good enough, he would continually begin to feel arrogant with his advantages and started to compare himself with others. When we are accustomed to being praised by those around us, without realizing it, we will begin to feel arrogant and proud of ourselves. Am I right? From there, we will begin to feel ungrateful and treat others inferior to us because we feel good about ourselves. Eventually, we will start to become toxic when we feel that the people around you are not comparable to you because in your mind, you think that you are the best among the others. Over 2,500 people were tasked with a focus on the 9 common negative traits. Egoism, the role of the self or ego as the motivation and goal of one's own action. Machiavellianism, the ability to be manipulative and the drive to use whatever may necessary to gain power. Moral disengagement, where an individual or a group of people distance themselves from the normal or the usual ethical standard of behavior and then become convinced that new unethical behaviors are justified due often to some perceived attenuating circumstances. Narcissism, a self-centered personality style characterized as having an excessive interest in one's physical appearance and loving and admiring yourself and especially your appearance too much. Psychological entitlement refer to a general belief that one deserves more or is entitled to more than others. Psychopathy as the mental antisocial disorder in which an individual manifests immoral and antisocial behavior show a lack of ability to love or establish meaningful personal relationship, express extreme ego sensitivity. Sadism, the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification from inflicting pain, suffering or humiliation on others. Self-interest refers to a focus on the needs or desire of oneself, and spitefulness, the quality of wanting to annoy, upset or hurt another person because you feel angry towards them. All of these 9 common traits are in a series of studies from the University of Copenhagen. In this study, the participants were graded on their responses to a series of agree or disagree questions, such as, I know I'm exceptional because everyone tells me so. This was done in order to discover a common dominatrix element that was present in each of the 9 characteristics that I've said earlier. This common dominatrix or D factor was eventually shown to represent the universal propensity or prioritize one's own interests and ambitions over those of others. So from this study, it is proof that things do exist in a person. In another word, they were more concerned with themselves than with others. While it may not appear to be the ideal characteristic to have in a friend, toxic friendship behavior presents itself in a variety of ways. All I can say is let's not easily believe and put a high expectation on someone because not everyone who are with you right now is honest in being friends with you. Sometimes they do feel that they are too far too good for you, but only you didn't notice that. You'll see who's down for you when you're down on life. Everyone in your circle may or may not be on your side, and everyone you label as a friend may or may not be a friend because people put up a good show. Just because they are good friends with you, it doesn't imply they want to see you success. There are also some people who can turn out to be so toxic to their own friends due to their own feeling of being extremely jealous. It can be said that they are jealous of the superiority of others. Without them realizing, they have become toxic towards their own friends. This type of person always feel that they want more than others. They want people to see that they have everything without any shortcomings. They feel that people will look at them and respect them if they have something more than others, like money, appearance, and popularity. This is due to the human mind being accustomed to looking at one strange before getting to know them first. We can't deny this because it is true. I think everyone is like this, where before we want to be friends with someone, we must see first what did he or she looks like, what is he or she background is like, and for sure we want to be friends with someone who is much better than us until there is a moment where we ourselves begin to feel jealous of that person's superiority, and from there it will come a sense of envy and begin to be toxic towards our own friends. Dr. Judy Ho, a clinical and forensic neuropathologist and author of the book Stop Self-Sabotage, once said that the earliest sign of jealousy is usually that your friend seems withdrawn when things are going well for you. Perhaps they either dismiss your news or move on from it very quickly. Let me give you an easy example for you to understand. Imagine that you are having fun telling your friend about your vacation with your family, but they can yawn and walk around just like that. Looks like they are not interested at all in hearing your story. When a situation like this often happens, where your friend doesn't seem to care about your feelings or not even give you a space to open up a story about yourself or share opinions about something, so from there we will wonder what's wrong with this person, and when we ask if they did something wrong, then that person will say there is nothing. Well, actually they don't like us or they are jealous of something that we have. When a person hides their true feelings, this will affect themselves. They will definitely be stressed of keeping their true feelings towards something, and then without they realizing that they have become toxic to that person, and slowly they will start to dislike every single thing about that person. The action that will be taken is they will start to badmouth about the person that they don't like to others, use that person for their own good sake, and slowly drop that person so they will become more better than you. We all know that today's teenagers like to compare themselves with others. It will be good if they compare in a good way, like if he can get an excellent mark, why can I get it too? And from there, you will definitely start to working hard to also become the best. But if you are comparing yourself in a bad way, like why do many people like him so much while there is nothing special about him at all? Why he was born in a rich family? Why? So from here, they will start to feel inferior. Then it must arise a jealous feeling. Then they will bring that person down. They will start slandering him by using social media to spread all the bad things that they know about him. And from there, other people will also hate him. This is how a toxic people start to turn out to be toxic to their own friends. I need you to realize that people always know on how to put on a good show. There must be a people who are closest to you who are secretly competing with you. Don't you ever easily trust someone except yourself, because every human being in this world is actually good at acting. That's all from me. Now I will pass to my partner to explain about the next part.
Thank you to Puteri AMIRA Nabila. Now, let's take a look at the effect on ourselves if we have a toxic friend. What is the effect that will happen to us if our friend are toxic to us? I know all of you must be thinking that it doesn't have any effect, or I'm just going to ignore the person or just stay away from that person. It is right. But guys, open your eyes. Have you ever thought that, in fact, if you have a toxic friend, it can cause us to be depressed, anxious, and require us to attempt suicide if we can't handle this emotion? Let's put ourselves in the situation when we start to realize that people around us is become toxic to us. Without realizing it, we will fall into depression, anxiety, and suicide attempts, right? This is because we feel that everyone is starting to oppose us. Don't you think so? Then after that, for sure, we start to blame ourselves and we will question ourselves, why do they treat us this way, or am I unworthy to be friends with them? So from here, we start to get depressed, then we will feel surge of anxiety, like what would happen if they didn't want to be friends with me anymore, or what if everyone in school hate me and didn't want to be friends with me? What will happen to me? For those who are already quite stressed with their life, having a toxic friend among the people that they trust, for sure it can lead them to act further unexpectedly, such as trying to commit suicide. Not only that, but our academic performance can also affect it if we are faced with a toxic friends problem. Friend is important in life because it will lead to many good things, but not all friendship are beneficial. It is also can be toxic and stressful. A bad friend can be many things, but typically they will lead to mental and emotional fatigue and a lack of general well-being. From there, it will make us lose interest in continuing to learn and start to affect our study and turn our result to bad. Same goes to the situation when you are having toxic friend in your circle. You will think too much about how people view you. Why does she behave like this toward me? Why does she not like me? Why does she seem not really consider me as her friend? From here, we will always think of a reason why do they act this way, and at the moment, also everyone has started to hate you because of your toxic friends start to badmouth about you, even though we know that we must focus on our study, but it's going to be hard because of this thing. Make we always think of a reason why do they do this to you, right? According to study, toxic connections have a significant detrimental impact on academic achievement. It is stated by Alami cause of poor academic performance among Omani students, International Journal of Social Science Research. The objective of the study was to determine the factors that contribute to low academic performance in college students. To do so, they looked at 151 college essays and divided the variable cited by student into four categories. First, student-related factor, teacher-related factor, family-related factor, and friendship-related factor. Student and friendship-related variable had the biggest influence on low academic achievement. According to the study, toxic friendship was shown to be more likely to promote a bad attitude toward college and education, as well as smoking, regarding professor, and ignoring courses. It is critical to recognize the extent to which the people you interact with have an influence on you. Don't let your toxic friends drop you, and you must get up to show people that you are a strong person and don't give a care about these trivial things at all. Prove to your friends that no matter what she does cannot bring you down. In fact, it is a booster to you to move forward. Next, I will talk about how to deal with a toxic friend. If you have a toxic friend, what should you do so that this toxic friend does not affect your mind to think about things that should not, then it can lead to unwanted things. What you should do when you start to see that your friend is acting toxic toward you, of course you have to move on without them. Letting go of toxic people doesn't mean you hate them or that you wish them harm. It simply means you care about your own well-being. If you know someone who insists on directing the emotion climate in a harmful manner, be aware that they are poisonous. If your compassion, tolerance, counsel, and overall attentiveness in helping them and they don't appear to care, then ask yourself, do I need this person in my life? Leave these people behind if the situation calls for it, and move on when the times come. Seriously, be courageous and recognize when enough is enough. Always remember that a good relationship should be reciprocal and it should be given and take, but not in the sense that you are always giving and they are constantly receiving. Other than that, please stop pretending that their toxic behavior is fine to you and you can't accept that thing, but actually that is not what you feel. So you need to take action, like remind her. Toxic friend will be big-headed if no one reprimand her because she feels that people around her do not care in such way and can accept that kind of behavior. Toxic people don't change if they're being rewarded for not changing. That means we need constantly reprimand them if they do something unpleasant. The book is for self-improvement and also for the common good. Constant drama, negativity will never stop if we don't take action toward them. Decide right now not to be swayed by the action. Once she has started to act toxic toward you, don't expect them to change because they won't. Next, what you should do, of course, you need to speak up and defend yourself. Some people will do anything for their own good without thinking of others' feeling toward their behavior. They don't care about others as long as they got what they want, even though they have to hurt others' feeling. When we start to asking and upholding the truth, why do they act in such way? Most of these toxic friends realize that they're doing something wrong and will swiftly back down. Our friends who are toxic to us will keep quiet and continue with the evil deeds until someone speak up. So speak. Some toxic people may use anger or do not respond to you. If you ever dare to speak up and respond adversely to their moody behavior, may be surprised or even outraged that you've trespassed on their behavioral territory. But you must speak up anyway in order to defend yourself. You might say, why are you suddenly like this? What's made you to change to be another person? Your attitude is upsetting me right now. Is this what you want? If someone is actually using their gloomy attitude as a form of social manipulation, direct remarks like this may be disarming and they can also open the door for you to try to help them if they are genuinely suffering a severe problem. Even after that, they are trying to deny what did we say, but at least we've made them aware that their attitude becomes a known issue to someone else rather than just a personal tool they can use to manipulate others whenever they want. Apart from that, what you can do to deal with this toxic friend is reduce contact with them. In this way, you can stay away from her and you yourself will not be offended. In fact, she will also make you less bad as you are also rarely in touch. If part of the negative behavior occur via text, simply boundaries to establish is to inform your toxic friend that you can text or as often as you used to since it's impacting your performance at school, university, or job. You might not have a precise limit in mind if you just want to take a step back in general, and that's fine. You may tell your toxic friend that while you still want to hang together, you won't be able to do so as frequently as before because you have another commitment in life. I think all of us can see that toxic friend may be possessive, jealous, or dominating, which is not the sign of a healthy friendship. Toxic people have the incredible ability to connect the connection even when there aren't any, and steer any topic back to them. It's hardly an equal friendship if you never have a chance to speak up. Cutting connection altogether might feel like a nightmare torture, but your intention is to snap out of it. It is only the beginning. Doing something to get them to change. If they don't, you should concentrate on the friends that are beneficial to you. And you will have time in life to welcome new ones. Even removing one source of negativity may have a significant impact, and replacing the area with a good influencing can make it simpler to avoid looking back. So all the things that we've shared earlier, you start to find out what's made people become toxic to others, how it's affecting on ourselves if we have a toxic friendship, and how to deal with toxic friendship. From this speech, I'm sure we can exclude ourselves from this type of friends. No matter how good you are to them, doesn't mean they are going to treat you the same way. Having healthy friendship is important. No comparing, jealousy, or other negativity that can bring us down. Learn to be a good friend by surrounding yourself with good friends. Ask yourself what type of friends you think you are. That's all for me and my partner. I hope that all of you are making friends with the right people, and please voice your opinion if your friend behaves toxic toward you. Don't let other rules your word, your highness, and please don't let your crown fall, because only you are entitled to control your own word. Assalamualaikum and have a very nice day. Goodbye.